Hey everyone. During this video, we are going to discuss merchant tracks so you can view your merchant statements as well as your credit card transactions in more detail. So the first thing first, you need to have a valid CLIPpay account. So if you haven't filled out your CLIPpay application, please reach out to us at support@clip.com or jacobr@clip.com or call us at 1-800-635-8485. So to access your merchant track statements, you will get there through logging in to your CLIPITC account. From there, on the top right-hand portion, you want to click on the gear icon, and then you want to click on your company info. So in this second CLIPpay settings box, you'll click on this blue link right here that says Access Merchant Statements. So keep in mind when you click on this, this does require permissions set by your CLIPITC account admin. So if you are if you do have access, you'll be able to. If you do not have permission, well, obviously you won't be able to access your statements. So clicking on this, this leads us into what's called a single sign-on, meaning it will take you directly into your merchant track account. So this is a demo account that we have. It doesn't have all the capabilities with it being a demo account, but for our purposes here, it does have access. First things first, left-hand side, this is your navigational bar. So a few things here. This is the dashboard, the screen you see now. So clicking on the dashboard button will bring you back to this screen. Transaction search, if you're looking for a very specific transaction or you're wanting information over a period of time, then you would click the transaction search and you can search by parameters. Both the virtual terminal and the actual terminal, neither of these will be used within Merchant Track. CLIPITC is the virtual terminal, and for the hard terminals, we don't offer that currently, so there's no need for that. Under the Reports tab, this is where you can see a ton of information for your CLIPpay account. Probably the most important one being your merchant statement. So if you want to see your merchant statements or maybe dig back through some past statements for whatever reason, you do have access to that. But there's tons of different reports here that show you exactly what you need to see. So your transaction summary report, your chargeback summary report, your ACH returns report. All of these reports are at your disposal, at your need, whatever you might need. You more than likely can find it within one of these reports. Last but not least, we do have the user management, where you can toggle on and off your user settings and allow people into your merchant track and vice versa. So back on our dashboard, a few different things here. You can see your daily volume. So this report shows how much you're processing each day. With this being a demo account, it doesn't show a lot of activity, but for this purpose, you'll be able to see that there's different amounts being processed each day. The top two sections here, the recent transactions and the recent funding activity, these are both ways to find information that you need on specific transactions. So let's click on the transaction report. So on the dashboard, so back on the dashboard, let's say that you need to find a specific transaction. Maybe you need to either send a receipt or maybe you need to process a refund. Either way, from the dashboard, you would try to search for the transaction. So on the left-hand side, you would click Transaction Search, where on this screen you can limit your parameters to show you exactly what you need to see. So let's say that a customer called and said, hey, middle of June, something happened, I need a refund. Okay, great, not a problem. So we would set our parameters to the month of June to find that specific transaction. If you had the invoice number, you could search by the invoice number. If you had the last four on the account, you'd be able to do that as well as customer ID, account holder name, transaction ID. Anything like that will really help you narrow down the parameters and find the transaction you're looking for. So once you search the parameters, with the size of parameters that I put in place, with the date range being a full month, I would have to sift through and figure out which transaction it might be. So let's say it's this. It's Mr. Deepak that has a concern that you are processing a refund for. So once you find the transaction, this screen here shows you a lot of information about the transaction. So it'll show the date and time, it'll show that it was batched, the merchant. It will also show that it was a Visa card ending in 0006 for the total amount, along with the name on the account as well. So once you verify this is the transaction to do a refund for, the right-hand side here, you would click the refund button, and then you could change the amount to refund to whichever amount you need to process. After you fill out that, click refund transaction, and that will process the transaction. Typically, it takes 48 to 72 hours to process the refund, depending on the banks, but that is set in motion once you select that. So let's say Mr. Deepak would like a receipt sent. Easiest way to do that is by selecting the receipt button there, and then saving this as a PDF and emailing this to them. So they do have a paper trail of the sale, the amount, and a little bit of other information dealt with the processing. In a nutshell, this is what Merchant Track does. Very easy to maneuver, very easy to navigate and see exactly what you're looking for. Of course, if you have questions, reach out to us at support@clip.com or jacobr@clip.com or call us 1-800-635-8485. Thanks, guys.